Right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Should be 7:30 in the morning Central Standard Time, 8:30 New York. We have about 45 minutes to have the market open. This is pre-market Mondays. Put a 10 in the chat if you're happy to be here. I want to jump right in. The word for today is emotional trading. And let me just ask, have you been guilty of trading emotional? Please, if you've been guilty of trading emotional, I'm going to have multiple devices up so I can kind of be live in the chat. So just bear with me as we're listening to this. But I'm excited. Really look forward to these Mondays. We can definitely find some gems in the market. Shout out to Leah's Legacy in the building. Let's go, let's go, and let's go. So I'm going to my favorite right quick. Just put a 10 in the chat if you are a NASDAQ trader. You like trading the NASDAQ. It's fun to you. Possibilities. Been trading futures lately, last couple of months. It's been quite amazing. But I just want to introduce something to you as well when I'm looking at some of my pre-market setups. And so I'll go over here. What I'm looking at is the NQ is going to be for the June contract. And these two blue lines actually represent a previous high. So if you can take some notes, let me go ahead and move this. We'll zoom in. I've been trading London session because I'm overseas. So this is our last Monday that I'm filming overseas. Lord willing, next Monday I'll be back in Dallas, but just stick with me today. This blue line and this blue line, let me go ahead and highlight it for you guys because we're doing some training today, is going to represent the high and low of the candle. Does everybody see that? The high and the low of the candle. And the reason that I'm kind of marking this out is to have a trading range. Okay. So let's dive in a little bit. I'm going from the 15 minute and I'm going to go all the way to, excuse me, the daily to the 15 minute. And I just want to see if there's some action that's going on right quick as well. Now, hopefully, we might be able to find a setup. I don't want to force a setup, but we are at that edge. And what I like about being at the edge, it also happens to be in a nice supply zone on the 15 minute as well. Please put a 10 in the chat if you're tracking with me. We're going to have some fun. I promise. I promise. Because I'm having a little noise in the background. Let me just turn this off. You guys can't see what I'm listening to, but it kind of lets me know if there's some buying and selling going on. It's a bunch of ticking. It's going to drive me doggone crazy. Let me just turn that off. Okay, do what I'm supposed to do. Come on, go off. Okay, beautiful. We're back. You guys tracking? Awesome. So we're to the edge right quick as well. And what I want to do on is I use these tools. I want to go to my volume profile. And really, I'm doing this because I just want to see just the distributorship of where some of these orders may be lying. And I'm seeing right here that we just kind of came out that edge. We might be finding a trade as I'm looking at it, possibly to the matter of fact. Let's just check one more thing, and then let me see if I can play some ball a little bit. Now, for the sake of example, I have this trading. We cannot tell you to trade. Trading is risky. If you lose money, email, you lost money on your own, and you'll make money on your own. Right? I'm just playing with you guys, but we do have to be serious about the trade. And so I've been looking at this a little bit, and I want to see possibly if we can find some money in the markets. Okay, you guys see that? So I got one order in. I'm up a whopping $5, up 25 right now. I want to adjust this stop just a little bit because I've been noticing just a little bit of manipulation. We definitely want to get in front of manipulation. Here's the game plan with this. We want to see how quickly can we make money and get in and out the market. Does that make sense, everybody? Beautiful. Talk to me, please. So you guys are tracking. Victoria gave me a 10. Coach Chadwin gave me a 10. We're up a whopping $30. And I don't know about you. Does anybody like making $30 in a couple of seconds? Just because I'm up $30 doesn't mean that it's going to stay here. Now let's go here because remember, this is a scalping mindset, right? Almost $70. This is on one contract. Let me just go and do a pre-exit out. And then boom, folks, I just grabbed some quick money. Now, somebody might be saying, Coach, why did you take it so soon? Well, if you really think about it, I've been kind of practicing this with the team and, even speaking to the staff. The question I want to ask is that a pretty good day to trade? Think about it. Let me go back to the chat. Is that a pretty good day if I'm jumping in and jumping out of the market? Bear with me, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Perfect. Wow. We're just having Murphy just interrupt the session today. No worries. Okay. Let's get back into it. My apologies. So, what I was saying before was, and I think I might have been muted at the time as I was speaking, a lot of times when it comes to the trade, we want to wait until it's the zone. But what I'm looking at is even on the 5 minute, I'm seeing that they have a lot of pressure right here, which is marked up in this box, which I need to change it to green for everybody. And I'm looking that when I get to this zone, there might be some opposing going on. Now let's take it a little step further. What I also like to use is with my volume profile, I'm paying attention to this red line, and I'm also paying attention to something called the colored VWAP, which stands for volume weighted average price. And what I like about this is that this price just crossed below the VWAP and it actually changed colors. So because of that, now I'm looking for sales. Write that down, please. I'm looking for sales. The reason that I'm looking for sales is because the sales are being present right in front of me. Now watch this. As I mark my zones right quick, I have a drop base rally, and right between that, we have two basing candles in the middle, which it should have been a demand zone. But let's look what happened, ladies and gentlemen. This zone actually violated this demand zone, and it created a supply zone. So in essence, if I just kind of marked out the box, I can change it from literally green, and now I look at it as red. Are you guys tracking? Come on now, I want this to make some sense for you. So boom, drop base rally, price then came back down. It's shooting down. If I was looking to re-enter this trade, because remember, we got in, we got out, smart thing for me would be is let me get a little bit of a pullback in this zone. You guys see that? With the hopes of it actually falling down. Does that make sense? Let me check with my admin team. I'm hearing some stuff in my ear. Am I still connected? Is it making some sense? Okay, good. Somebody, my apologies. The internet is not the best, but we're going to keep on pushing through. Okay. So if you're taking some notes, I looked at the date. It's actually marked out two blue lines, one right here and one right here. Okay. At the bottom. Let me go back to the daily and show you. And so take that down, right? Coach Chadwin talks about this as well. I'm marking out these blue lines because these blue lines represent the range in which I'll be trading in. And what I'm trying to identify with these blue lines is I'm identifying where the market could go and what and floors in the market. Does that make sense? Now, some of you guys might be saying, man, I don't have those numbers on my volume profile. I'm paying for second level data with one of the brokers that I use. So that's why that is showcasing. Okay. So now I'm going back to the 15-minute. I'm seeing that we had a little bit of a pullback. And again, we're scalping right quick as well. We want to see, can we jump in these trades? Are you guys understanding? Now, remember, a scalping mindset is going to be different. But what I will say, and I'm just going to keep on echoing this today, is when it comes to emotional trading, you got to learn how to manage your emotions. Because if you don't know how to manage your emotions, you're going to mentally get yourself in trouble. Everybody, I just want to see who I'm talking to. So check this out. I'll wait for it to refresh. And what I'm looking for is to see, does this candle have a little bit of momentum? And if it does, watch this. Let's just see if we can kind of grab some money of it. Now, watch this, everybody. I would love to make 440, but I'm risking $170. By a raise of hands, who would risk 170 with me? We are in a live demo trade as we speak. You guys see that? We are up. Well, we were up $10. It's moving back and forth. I have my buy stop here. I'm also looking at the volume, and one thing that I'm paying attention to is this. Look at it, everybody. Come on now. Look at this, folks. Who's seeing it? Boom. Come on, everybody. Come on. You guys talk to me right quick. I'm doing teaching right now, and I made a quick $200. Just raise your hand if that's okay. I'm not bragging. Anybody can do this. I'm in the market. Notice I'm scalping, but guess what I'm paying attention to, right? I wanted to show you this stuff works if you work it. Does everybody see this yellow circle right quick as well, right? What I'm looking at is I'm scalping, looking at the big old gap right quick as well. And just from what I've seen, there's a gap on this side, and there's another gap right quick as well. You guys see that? Now I'm going to go down to the 1 minute, and again, scalping time frame. This is different, but I want to see, can I find some momentum in the market? Let me just ask everybody, who would want to jump in this candle right quick as well, right? Some people see this dropping, and if you've been emotional, been like me sometimes, and maybe you don't want to admit it, and you see this big move, you don't want to miss it, and you jump back in. So guess what? When you're scalping, it is very smart to zoom out. Look what I'm doing. Zoom out and ask yourself, does it make sense to try to get into trade if this move has happened? Now, here's one thing that I am kind of banking on. I'm believing that price is going to come back to this point of control, which is at 18,640, 550. 18,640, 550. Hopefully you wrote that number. Now, as I'm looking at that, I am seeing some wicks right quick. Do you guys see this wick? From experience, what I have believed is that a lot of time price will kind of come back to that wick. I'll put that in purple so it sticks out. And so if I'm looking to short this, and I'm not going to jump in it because it's so close, because my risk reward has to make sense, what is the chances of this hitting this purple line and then shooting back up? So let me just kind of ask a question, go back to the chat. Who believes that it'll probably hit the purple line or point of control and then probably just go right back up? Somebody let me know. And again, this is things that we have to pay attention to. We have to pay attention to this, right? So look at what's going on right quick as well, right? We're looking at this candle. It's kind of bouncing a little bit. We're trying to get the momentum, but we're looking at everything in front of us, and we're wanting to set ourselves up for the big trade. Are you guys tracking with me? So Chadwin said, nicely done, coach. Hey, brother, man, I'm only trying to do what you do. Yeah. Now check this out. We're going to zoom in. And you guys look at that wick. I mean, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Look at that, everybody. Look at how close this green wick came, shot back up. Looks like it wants to fake everybody else up right now. And watch this. It might reverse. We don't know. We don't know. Let's just draw an arrow just so we can kind of pay attention to it. I'll put this in green. You guys tracking? And if you're getting some value in this session, right, just let me know, right? When I look at pre-market setups, it's a mixture of mindset, showing you what's out there, how to really grab some money out of the market, get in, get out. Now, please write this down as well, and I mentioned this last. When the market opens at 9:30 EST, make sure that you get out prior to that, because you can really have this thing just drastically change on you. And I've seen it happen so many times, it's just not funny. You guys tracking with me? Here's another thing I want to turn on. I want to turn on the value weighted average price session. I use this every now and then. I've been using it a lot more lately. And the reason being is I don't want to have too much stuff on the charts, but I do like to have a gauge of where the market is and where it's going. And so you guys, just let me just circle this for you. You guys see my my blue line right here? And then I like to have a green line at the bottom. You guys see that, right? You guys might say, Coach, you got all of these circles, right? So just what tends to happen, okay? So the middle line is the VWAP line. Everybody does say that, right? VWAP line, right? And so institutions, they use this tool, right? They're wanting to see what's the average price of this asset, what are people paying, what is the volume, so on and so forth. What I've found from trading is that a lot of times if price breaks above the VWAP, it'll shoot above this line, kind of center itself right back on the outer line, go back to the middle, or if it shoots past this, price then will come back to the VWAP line as well. You guys try to give you a little bit of a cheat so that you can pay attention to this. Now, let me just take this off so we don't have so much stuff on here. And what I want to do is kind of zoom in. I'm going to go to the 5 minute. And what I want to identify is there any gaps that are present before me that potentially I can get some good entry in the market? So let's go ahead and do this. Here's one right in front of us. And this is pretty good though as well. And let me just check the chat. Is my sound good? You guys tracker? Beautiful, beautiful, great value. Good. Some of my new people don't hide in my class and make money now. Come on, don't be rude. Talk to me. Just say good morning, coach, or something, right? Yeah, you're not gonna hurt yourself by speaking to me. It's okay. I won't bite you. You guys see that? So right here in the middle, this is something called a fair value gap, FVG, fair value. What happens is that orders tend to get trapped in here. And one of the good methods of entry times is really waiting for price to come back here and maybe getting about of the price or in this gap where price kind of goes in here, it'll fake it up and then shoot down, right? So the 50% price is looking like 18,657.50. You guys remember that number? 18,657.50. Okay. Uh-oh, look like it's moving right now. Let's just do a limit. 18,657.50. You guys see that? One contract. What I love about this, my stop is already in place. Boom. Risk $170. Okay, see that? So I got my limit right quick as well. Boom. I love these bracket orders. It could hit it and activate. Love it if it would hit 440. But guess what? I'll be very truthful with you guys. If that thing gives me, I ain't gonna lie to you. Uh-oh. This. You guys see it? Now, one or two things can happen. Let's watch it. It could actually spike up. I lose. I can give. Are you guys tracking with me? Let me know if you're getting some value in this. Okay. So we're looking at this. We're scalping. We're seeing where the volume is. We're paying attention. Now, if you were doing futures, this is only maybe about a 6-point move, not too big. But here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm not closing it out, but I'm going to kind of have it set in place. Wait, let me use my mouse. You guys see that? So sometimes I'll have that where I can get ready just in case if I just want to cancel it, but I'll just close it. I mean, we'll be okay. And I'm just showing you guys kind of how I look at the markets, right? You saw a little bit of the money that was made. But again, when I'm looking at this, I try my best not to chase the candles. Every now and then, I'm not going to lie to you, I follow the sword. Sometimes I feel like, man, that was a good move. I should have called it. Or let's just say I had a sell limit and the wick just came almost there and then I didn't get it. Type of 10 in the chat if that's ever happened to you. You did a limit position. You got frustrated because it looks like it just fell all the way down exactly where you thought it was going to happen. And you're like, why is this not working for me? Anybody know what I'm talking about, right? So again, we're short about $5. It's going back and forth. I'm zoom in a little bit. Okay, down 15, minus 20. You guys see this? Pay attention, please. Again, we have our buy stop right quick as well. We're right in that gap that I drawn out. So let me be truthful with you guys. If I break this gap, I'll just take the loss. You guys hear me? If it breaks the gap, I'll take the loss. Now, when I say breaks the gap, I'm not talking about a wick breaking the gap. I'm talking about a candle cracking. So notice it's going a little bit back and forth, about $5. We're up 20 right now. Looks like it's falling full, up 30, which is good. 45. Come on, somebody. Let me just go ahead and Almost execute my button. I want to go ahead and see it. Notice it kind of hit that about 50% mark. We're looking at this. I think you guys witnessed me making almost about 250, which is not a bad morning. That's pretty decent. Again, remind yourself, people, respect money. You know how hard people work for money? So let's not work harder. Let's work smarter, right? Does that make sense? Let's work smarter. Good. So I'm watching this candle. I want to see if we're going to get some momentum. Goes back and forth. Not going to get trigger happy. Again, $30 is not a bunch, but I do want to be aware of which. So let's just keep an eye for it as well. Let me just ask in the chat, who likes showing you guys? Anybody feel like you like this? Is this something that you want to kind of stick with? Like, hey, coach, I like that approach. It seems to be very simplistic. I'm pretty much just doing supply and demand zones, a little bit mixing the stuff together. If you guys have been training with this, but these are one of those strategies that you don't have to make this hard. Does that make sense? I personally believe that trading should become easy. Now, notice what's going on right quick as well, right? High is 65. We're kind of bouncing around 2025. Again, if this candle breaks above this or breaks above this box, I'm sorry, the purple box, I'll just go ahead and get out. I don't have to wait to take the loss. I'll say, hey, it is what it is. But I am checking this out as well. Now, if I do get a little bit of a drop, I'll go ahead and take that, because the way that I'm looking at it is I'm locking in money and I'm not married to this. Does everybody understand this? So again, I do this 10 times with these amounts. Boom. Watch this, everybody. $100. Come on, somebody. Tell me you liking this. You guys talk back to me, please. I'm not making this stuff up. There comes a time when it comes to trading, enough of the talking. Show me the money. Does everybody understand this? And again, I'm not giving trading signals, which I kind of am, but I'm showing you how I'm looking at the markets. You guys understand this? Now, on my far left over here, on my far left, here's another area that I need to pay attention to. So look what happened. Price dropped down, price faked, price went up, and it looks like it might want to drop down. Does everybody understand this? Make sure that whenever you're scalping like this, you're not just jumping in, you're looking to see, does it make sense? So just because I made a quick $100 doesn't mean I close it, then jump right back in. You guys understand this? So Miss Victoria said, bingo. That's what I'm talking about. B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. Bingo was his name. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Paul said, yes. That's what I'm talking about, right? This is what we want to do. Let's not make this hard. Miss Wanda said yes. Wanda Andrews, come on, somebody. She said yes. Good. You guys are enjoying this, right? So let's zoom back. I got a couple of more minutes. Coach Chapman said, and again, we want you guys to start winning. I can't tell you the joy that we have when we see our students winning. So let's go back at this, right? I'm zooming back in. 1 minute. Look at that candle, folks. It looks like it might continue. No worries. There's no shortage in money. Now watch what I'm about to do. I'm going to see, is there an entry point that I can find in this trade? I believe on the 5 minutes or on the 1 minute, I found one. Guys see that? Boom. Look at this, folks. Drop, drop, drop. We have some more drops instead of me chasing the candle. And don't worry about it falling. Allow the candle to come to you. Now, there are times when you look at market structure and you might say, you know what, I can take this trade. So please listen to what I'm saying. Go for the limit order, but also look at the market structure, because the market structure can help you out. Now, I want to zoom out to the 30-minute just for us to kind of grasp what we're looking at. And as I zoom out, does everybody see the big picture? You guys see that? So from a bigger perspective, we can see that we're closer to this blue line up here as well, but there might be some good downside potential as the market opens. You guys understand that? Just do yourself a favor and don't get caught up in that's right in front of you. You guys understand what I'm saying? And what I mean by it is, I could be looking at the 1 minute. I was talking to Coach about this the other day. But if you're not careful, you'll look at the 1 minute, but you're not getting the true view of the market. So just check this out, right? I can go here on TradingView, and this is part of the paid program, and I can put up a 30-minute chart. Move this arrow out. All right. I can look at the 30-minute chart, and then right next to me, I've got the 1-minute chart. Think about this. Same exact asset, different perspectives. So notice how the 1 minute is starting to move up, right? But when I look at the 30-minute, which is on the left, I'm like, okay, overall, we're still pretty much. Again, immediately I'm looking at market structure. Hey, we might have some buys going on, but overall, if I'm zooming out, I'm looking for the sell. Let's go to the 15-minute over here. I like this. It gives a little bit more detail. So now we see that price has broken below the VWAP, right? Volume weighted average price. But then also we see that we're getting a little bit of a pullback. And because of the pullback, I can potentially get entry. Are you guys tracking with me? So as we're approaching these markets, the best thing that you can really try to have some confluence on the different time zones and not just get stuck at one. So I cannot get so stuck here that I don't look at the big picture here. Let me just go to the chat and see what everybody thinks about this one, right? Is this making sense, everybody? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Also, do some research as well. Make sure you're going to FinVix, see what some of the headlines were. Pay attention to how the news came out. So many new traders lose money when the news comes out. And so what I would just suggest is stop losing money with the news. Maybe you kind of hold off, allow the market to minutes or an hour, and then you enter the markets. Minutes on this one. Let's go ahead and finish this. Pretty much today, I kind of jumped in. I want to kind of end with the mindset, right? So the M3 strategy, and you've heard us talk about that, mindset, multiplication, and management. I want to talk about the emotional mindset. And if you've been trading for a while, and especially if you've won and you've lost, and it almost seems like you're doing a song and dance, I would say by far that is one of the most frustrating things. Frustrating. Raise of hands, who loves to lose? You're lying. Nobody likes to lose, right? Nobody. I don't care how long you've been doing this. It is a part of the game. But I think also you have to be realistic with yourself. And so just what I would think for telling everybody is maybe it makes some sense to put some mechanics in place that if things are to happen when you lose, you're able to walk away from the table. Does that make sense? You're able to go ahead and check back. Maybe you might say, hey, if I've just won a trade, let me just walk away and let's just reanalyze. I believe it's smart to have a strategy for when your emotions are out of whack because we all deal with that. And so in that mindset piece, remind yourself that you are a high valued person. Remind yourself, even after losing, that you are not a loser. Remind yourself, because we are talking to sons and daughters of the Most High, that I am a son and daughter under the faith. That God has written in his word that there's blessings that come from being a son or daughter. You guys understand that there's provision that's being placed. That's not the prosperity gospel. That's what's written. You just got to read it. Remind yourself that, hey, I'm going to live to trade another day, that my life is not going to be just consumed just in one trade. You guys understand that? Sometimes we have to zoom out because we're too zoomed in. Does that make sense? Now we get to the second M of multiplication. Make sure you're working on that skill, folks. What I showed you guys today was maybe for some people, this was way too quick, but I just showed you almost making about $300, $350. Just put a 7 in the chat if you would like to make $350 just in the morning times. And that happened in less than 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe that might be your goal right now. That's fine. Learn to walk away. Learn to build up that resilience and that confidence. And that happens throughout time. Does that make sense? Lastly, management. Learn how to keep what you make. Learn how not to risk too much. Learn to respect risk to reward. Does that make sense? And so what I've learned is as you're up, be good with that sometimes. Every day, the market is not going to present the same amount of money. But in the power of management and more so leverage, you can, and I just heard this quote the other day, watch this.
How awesome would it be that you are overfunded but under leveraged? I think I said it correctly. And what was powerful is that you're able to trade with large amounts of money, right? Via prop firms, but you're not using all of the leverage. You're doing it smart. You're actually under leveraged. You know how easy it becomes to make money at that time? Some people, their problem is they're trying to, in essence, do the Hail Mary every time that they want to trade, right? And so they're just believing, man, this is going to be a huge one. 5,000, 10,000, 750, get your 500, get your 1,500. You know what would happen if you made 2,500 a day? Yeah, and you did that 20 trading days a month, that's $50,000. Anybody on this call who doesn't want $50,000, just talk to me, please. I just want to know what world you live in. $50,000 just by making 2,500 a day. Here's the challenge. Can you just make that and walk away? But there will be days that you'll just make 1,200. There will be days that you make 500. There will be days you just lost $1,500. Guess what? Walk away. Walk away. Does that make sense, everybody? So, ladies and gentlemen, as we just go back over here as well, and we shoot this down, what I like is potentially we might have another trade. So if you're looking to trade this, I showed you guys this as well, okay? Make sure to use some of the tools that I'm using, value profile, fixed range, look at what the market is providing and take it from there. And most importantly, please, please, please do not chase candles. So with that being said, be blessed in purpose. Love you guys. M3 strategy, mindset, multiplication, and management. Learn to master your emotions because they will come. We're all emotional. Maybe that mastery is having somebody that's close to you where you give them a code word and they step in and tell you to walk away, tell you to close the computer, remind you of some of God's promises. Okay? Cheers. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.